Hello, Mike Panaki here, and I just got done doing an upgrade on my network. I added some VLANs to a few of my switches out here in my video studio, and I want to make sure that those VLANs are working properly. So we're going to take a look at how we can use the NetAlly EtherScope nXG to do that. So let's start out by taking a look at the home screen on the EtherScope. What I see is here's the different apps that I can use with the EtherScope to do network testing and analysis. So for this one, I'm going to use the auto test. So I'm going to select auto test on there, and I've got the native VLAN set up. So a lot of times when I'm testing to make sure a drop is working okay, I'll test the native VLAN. But in this case, I've added VLANs 10, 12, and 14 to each of my switch ports. I want to make sure those are going to work. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up there to the upper right corner. I'm going to tap on that settings button right there. And this shows me all of the different auto tests I've created. And this is an important one. If I've gone in and created an auto test, I do not want to delete it. I want to go back in, I want to just uncheck it, and I want to keep it for later in case I need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to find VLANs 10, 12, and 14. So I'm going to go ahead and check those, and we're going to make sure that we test those in addition to the native VLAN. So I hit the back button right there. We see that there's our tests. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start right here. So while that's running, what this is doing is this is giving me a way to validate that the work I did is actually doing what I expected it to do. I want you to stop using that S word, and that should. I know you go out there, you set up that switch, and you say, that should fix this problem. That should be set up correctly. But by going in and validating, we're able to verify and know definitively that that switch is doing exactly what we expect. So we see right here that our native VLAN has given us a green network connection there. So if I tap on that and drill into it, it shows me the information. It shows I connected at 10 gig. In fact, right there it shows untagged, and if I expand that, it shows me the VLANs I've seen. So it's seen 802.1q VLAN tags for 10, 12, and 14. So I know a pretty good idea that those are available on this port, but we're going to run tests to make sure that we can get an IP address and that we can connect. So I'm going to go back. I go back one more. And so we see VLAN 10 worked. So I can tap VLAN 10, and what this does, it shows me I connected at 10 gig. It shows me my VLAN tag was VLAN 10 right there. Shows me which switch I was connected to. It shows my DNS, and if I scroll down, it even shows that I was able to get out to Google and I was able to get out to my email server. So I'd added those targets to make sure that not only could I get an address, but I could get out to the internet as well. So we'll come back. Looks like VLAN 12 worked. Now VLAN 12 is my guest VLAN. So in this case, I want to make sure the guest VLAN is working, and I could have even added a test in here that I expected to fail. I didn't, but in this case, I could add a test that tries to get to my corporate network and make sure that it can't. I wanted all these to pass for this video, so we're going to just go with the passing ones here. But in this case, we can see that we were able to get out to the internet, we were able to get an IP address, and if we come back, we see they all passed. So our native VLAN, VLANs 10, 12, and 14 are all working exactly as we expected. So now I know this switch is configured properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and hit my settings icon again there. And you notice in that upper right corner, there's a little save icon. I'm going to tap on that, and I can come in here and I can say save as. And I'm going to tap on that, and I'm going to come over here to my keyboard, make it a little faster to type in. I'm going to say Studio Network, and I'll hit save, because remember, we can hook a Bluetooth keyboard to our EtherScope nXG. Makes it easier to type things like that in. So now I've saved that as Studio Network. If I ever want to go back and test these VLANs using this auto test profile, all I have to do is come up here, tap on my little save and load icon, tap on load, and it brings that up as one of my profiles. So now that's available for anyone to use. So I can say anytime you're going in and installing these switches, checking to make sure this works, just go ahead and load that auto test profile, run it, make sure everything's green. If it's not, drill into it, see what's wrong, fix it, and then go back and validate it. So remember, stop using that S word, start being definitive in your testing and measuring, and know exactly what's going on. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully we'll see you in some more.